Well, no. Yeah, go look outside. That's no moon. Hello, I'm Brooks,
I'm Joe,
and this is another episode of Cantina Reviews.
and today we're doing a classic review of A New Hope.
I mean, it's weird because it's not going to cut.
Yeah.
Yes, we thought it'd be pretty cool if we did reviews of the classic movies.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys want to hear what we have to say about it,
Or not.
or not.
Yeah.
Either way, we want to do it.
We did a debate about the originals way back.
Yes.
It was like our third video.
I think it was.
It's not great.
It's not the best video.
So we hope to actually just talk about them like we would any other Star Wars movie or any other movie. So yeah. A New Hope, episode 4. Or the original Star Wars.
The Star Wars.
Yeah.
I just want to preface it as saying, in general, if we could have possibly went back in time and seen this movie for the first time, can you imagine what we would have thought?
Oh my god.
Like the first time any of these effects have been used.
Yeah.
The first time any of this has ever even been thought of, really.
Right.
The first time you have the huge musical score with this movie, like,
Yeah.
I like, back in the day, we would have freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
More than we already do about Star
Yeah.
Wars. But, like, just try to put yourself for a second
Right.
back in, like, our parents' shoes.
Right, like Star Wars.
Seeing this for the first time ever.
Like Star Wars just came out in the theater. You're going to the theater for some movie
Exactly.
that you don't really know much
Yeah,
about.
you have no idea what it is. It's like,
Yeah.
I think it's a space thing. Let's
Yeah.
go see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, because like when you figure when we've been growing up, it's like Star Wars.
Star Wars has always been a thing. Like, I mean, for me personally, I know like my mom was really into them, so like she just got them on VHS. I have them somewhere. The non like special edition, like the
Right.
original versions on VHS, and
I actually have seen them in here on VHS somewhere.
yeah, they're around here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah, I mean, so we're not acting like we're full of it. This is like 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
Version.
Crazy.
And yeah, this is before, any of like the special edition edits. Obviously, I mean it's on VHS tape. And yeah,
Like just seeing it for any of this for the first time, it's mind-boggling
Right.
to me. Like just the fact that none of this was ever seen. Like when we grew up, like that was the thing. Special effects, all this stuff.
and then
space.
like being the first people that are like crazy about it.
Exactly.
And
like original fans.
and like just like it's just a different time because like now it's like Age of Ultron comes out and like we're already talking about Civil War
Yeah.
before it's even out. So like we know nothing matters.
Yeah,
Like,
you
imagine,
just
like-
walk up and you see a poster for Star Wars.
It's like you see this in the theater and you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden the Empire Strikes Back commercial.
Right, yeah. I mean,
Simpler time,
it's simpler time.
better time, probably.
A much better time.
Like I feel like if this came out nowadays, we'd already know like Darth Vader's his father. 'Cause it's gonna
Yeah,
be
because some
revealed in the
trailer-
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about A New Hope.
I think it's not my favorite because of the speed at which it takes to get to the point.
It
you
definitely
know?
takes its time to get going. Again, something that does not exist in movies today.
Yeah, like a true build-up.
My problem with The Force Awakens, which I really do like still,
Mm-hmm.
is that it's too quick. I
Right.
needed some like breathing time.
Yeah, like it was bam, 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 bam.
This really, you take a lot of time. You get a lot of time with just Luke on Tatooine.
Right.
You're getting to know the character.
Mm-hmm.
He comes across Ben. He comes across the droids. He comes across Ben. They make their way to Mos Eisley. It's a nice slow build. You have a good 20 minutes with Luke.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I know you like that
I like it.
aspect of it, yeah, but then I like when it really starts picking up,
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, we get Han Solo, we're going save Leia,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I do like that, but also I think I like it just because it is the first Star Wars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but definitely in the top.
Yeah, to me, I have it. We ranked them, and people actually watched some of that video.
Did they?
Yeah, but this is my second favorite Star Wars movie. Empire being the first. This one's actually grown on me quite a lot. As a kid, I liked Return of the Jedi more than it. As I grew older, like I just kind of rediscovered how great this one is. To
It's
where
just-
it bumped up. I don't like Jedi quite as much anymore.
Right. It's just like it's good characters.
Yeah.
It's a good introduction of characters. It's a great introduction to the universe. It's just it's good.
And it's like it's a nice, like tight story. Luke, he's a farm boy who just dreams of being something bigger. Mm-hmm. You make your way through. They perfectly introduce Ben and the Force and the Jedi.
His guiding force.
You have like Han Solo and Chewie, these kind of rogue scoundrel people that are going to help them. You save the princess, and then you have to destroy the Death Star. It's a pretty straightforward story, which
right. And then you have your campy duo of C-3PO and R2-D2 there.
Yeah.
You have your classic villain, which at the time no one had ever seen a villain like this before, like a badass looking villain, all black with a helmet. Like no one ever seen that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yes, you have like a legit villain. Somebody you're actually scared of, not a guy in tights.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then I don't know. It's just like there's so many iconic scenes to it. Just think about the way it starts with Leia ship being attacked. Yeah. Well, not even to go that far yet. The way it starts.
Yeah.
The Tantive 4 flying, and then the Star Destroyer comes in.
Yeah.
Above the camera, and you just perfectly see that this is a bad situation.
Yeah. Well, and even then, like the opening crawl.
Yeah.
Like. Had that ever been done before in a movie other than credits?
Well, old-timey movies.
Yeah, which was forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But then you have also a precursor to a great introduction to Star Wars itself. And then that was the other thing too, the scale of the ship.
Yeah.
Just seeing that.
Well, it's such an interesting. They were creating these effects, which we were kind of getting into. These effects were being created on the spot. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's done with models and stuff, and just the framing and the way they shot it just makes it look pretty real. It holds up pretty well.
Well, because everything's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than the lasers.
Yeah.
The explosions are real.
Right. Arguably, I would say the prequels look more dated than these movies sometimes.
When I was 6 or 7, I remember I went to some pool party and they had on episode 1.
Yeah.
And because it was episode 1 and it looked super dated, it was bad looking,
yeah.
I thought it was the first one.
Yeah.
And then I realized years later that it wasn't.
Right.
But I was years later being 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. 20.
Well, that's the thing. It was so weird. I thought that was the first one ever.
Especially episodes 2 and 3. If you watch them now, they feel so dated.
Yeah.
It looks like a video game.
Uh-huh.
I don't get that feeling when I watch the original trilogy, and they're way older.
No. It's because it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was real.
Yeah.
For the most part. Right. Other than their dragon. But The Hobbit, every soldier was a CGI thing.
Right.
So, yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
But, so many just iconic moments in this movie.
Yeah, the trash compactor itself is an iconic scene. Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Yeah, that one. There's so many great lines like that.
I know.
I've seen this movie a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it a lot. If there's something, if I just want to throw something on, it's that. Empire's my favorite, but this is my put on a movie.
Right.
I still laugh, no matter how many times I've seen it, when the trash compactor stops and they're all cheering, and C-3PO goes, "Oh my God, R2, they're all dying." I just think it's so good. Or even, dressing up as stormtroopers to sneak their way through. It's just so fun. Han shooting the thing.
Yeah.
There's the whole Death Star sequence is amazing.
It really is. It's a good movie.
Right.
In general,
It's fun.
Great character building, great characters, great plot.
Yeah.
None of that ever been done before, unlike Force Awakens, where it was all done before.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of this.
But yeah, no, it was just all around a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I'm trying to think of more stuff to say.
Well, you mentioned the score again. That's just.
Oh yeah, the music itself is just so it's monumental.
Yeah. You just get and again, it's so nerdy. I've seen this movie so many times, but when Luke is looking at the Tatooine suns or the moons or whatever.
Yeah.
He's looking out into the distance, and without any words, you just know what's going on. You've seen his life already, so you know that he's dreaming of something else. And to add the music along with it, and the music swells.
Yeah.
And it gives you chills no matter how many times you've seen it.
It really does. I don't understand how it can do it every time.
Right.
Every single time. Very rarely can you watch a movie again and again and still be that emotionally invested in the characters and the plot and everything.
Right.
It's very rare does it come along.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies. It stands the test of time.
Yeah.
It has, spawned a whole type of genre, if not like multiple genres of movies.
It created its own universe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even to think about that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about, if they had any idea, I mean, George Lucas and, everyone thought it was going to tank.
Mm-hmm.
To have any idea that, all these years later, to have this whole expanded universe, I mean, even though they wiped out a lot of it, but all these new movies, even now,
it's crazy to see that, you go on the Star Wars wiki, and it's like you're going on the real world Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It's endless links and things that you can click on and get lost in. You could probably have, like how there's the Wikipedia game, you could probably have one for Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Without a doubt. If you knew the universe that intently,
Yeah.
you could get from point A to point B.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, overall, it's crazy to think, how much has come from just this one movie.
Yeah.
And, to kind of go back, but, I just think it's a movie that's, perfectly structured. There's not really a lot of fat to it. It's very,
Yeah.
stuff happens and it all makes sense, and it's just,
Yeah, and it's here's your story.
Right.
There's really nothing to detract from the story.
Right.
Yeah, it's very, very well done.
Yeah, well done characters,
To be able to shape people's lives to this day.
Yeah, I mean, here we are.
Yeah, here we are talking about it. We could have been talking about something way cooler. Playing in the snow. We'll be looking out your window at night when it's 5 degrees. Just for Star Wars.
We're putting our cameraman in the garden.
Yeah, putting him in a huge bush.
It's negative 10 degrees.
Negative 10 degrees.
Just for the opening scene.
Just for 5 seconds.
So yeah, that being said, we'll be doing these reviews for all the movies.
That we will.
Not all the movies ever, but the Star Wars movies.
Yes.
And
all the Star Wars movies.
And I suspect once we've exhausted the Star Wars movies, if we're still doing this, maybe other movies.
Yes, quite possibly. We do have that shield.
Yeah.
We can do something with that.
Yeah. So check out our channel for plenty of Star Wars stuff.
Or Chanel.
Some Marvel stuff, and that'll definitely be ramping up.
Oh, yeah.
As Black Panther and Infinity War and Ant-Man, they're all coming out. So.
Yep, the summer is going to be riddled with Marvel movies.
Yes.
It's going to be intense. So everybody get your body armor ready, because the Marvel bullets are about to fly.
Yes.
So once again, I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
And this is another episode of Cantina Reviews. So which shot are we going to use to blow up?
Figure the